no one ever makes $1 billion. You take $1 billion. First of all, it's like we have to update, what is it, Mark Twain, that says, you know, everyone's just a temporarily embarrassed millionaire. Now everyone's a temporarily embarrassed billionaire. And this idea that that we can't, and also in a democracy, the government is us. Like, can we just remember that when we fight for full enfranchisement, when we don't deny the vote, when we don't have subjects, when we fight for a democracy for the people and by the people, the government is the public. And the public decides what is good for itself. And I think that the public has decided that healthcare as a right is worth fighting for, just like education and just like housing. But the problem is all of where the power has already been concentrated, and that having to break that monopoly on power or oligopoly on power.
I just want to drill down that a little bit more, though. Why specifically does, you know, I'm Joe Billionaire, I made widgets, I sold those widgets, I made billions of dollars, you know, selling those widgets, making those widgets. Therefore, those billions of dollars are mine. Why am I the enemy of healthcare?
Well, you didn't make those widgets, did you? Because you employed thousands of people and paid them less than a living wage to make those widgets for you. You didn't make those widgets. You sat on a couch while thousands of people were paid modern-day slave wages, and in some cases real modern-day slavery, depending on where you are in terms of food production. You made that money off the backs of undocumented people. You made that money off of the backs of black and brown people being paid off a living wage, under a living wage. You made that money off of the backs of single mothers, and all of these people who are literally dying because they can't afford to live. And so no one ever makes $1 billion. You take $1 billion. This system that we live in, life in capitalism, always ends in billionaires. If you don't do it, someone else will. It's who decides to make that choice is kind of just up to, you know, circumstance. But this thing that we live in starves people. And that's why we have to fight for an advanced society. And, you know, for that I am called a radical, I am called every name in the book. But I just happen to have the view that humanity has lived in many systems and many ways that we organized our society. We have lived through monarchy. We have lived through slaveocracy. We have lived, you know, in the times and societies that our ancestors established and were decimated. But all of this is temporary. Mercantilism is temporary. Slaveocracy evolved into Jim Crow, evolved into American apartheid. But I believe that mercantilism was temporary. And King talked about this too. You know, when we talk about King, no one talks about the dangerous king. No one talks about the anti-capitalist king. No one talks about the anti-poverty king. And I believe that where we are right now are at the edges of an untenable system that is starting to crack.